All right. So one thing that's quite new is AI context. I guess I should say more. It's become more useful lately because now you can take the things that used to always live in the back of somebody's mind or on some random access database on some local machine, you name it, whatever. Just like the stuff about the data that the analyst knows, or somebody that's been at the company for 3 or 4 or 5 years or however long it is knows, that's not immediately intuitive when you're looking at the data set. So you take all that stuff, that context, and then if you don't explain that somewhere or write it down, then the model's not going to know how to leverage that because it just won't have that, right? And so we're going to walk through an example of how to add some of that context and then what the addition of that context can show. And then I also want to walk through some of the different like value drivers or different responses or experiences you might get in using the different tiers of LLMs. So like what you might get if you switch between Haiku or Opus in terms of thinking and reasoning when you're doing that in Blobby. So let's start by doing this question of how many channel wins do we have? And the model I'm going to select for this is Haiku, which can be great if you're looking for quick, cheap answers, straightforward questions, or a well-documented data model. But let's see how that performs when I'm running that just against this unmassaged, undocumented opportunities table. So cool. Okay, well, it was fast, so it's got that going for it. But it says doesn't see a channel field in the opportunities data. Okay, sure, great. Now let's take a look at what we get if we go and add in the AI context. So got documents linked there. I'm going to scroll down. This is the bit that we're really going to be focusing on. So some of the stuff that we had in the prior module talking about the fiscal year, but there's also this bit here about channel wins is referring to the field competitor C. Now, why it's named competitor C, I don't know, but maybe that's what it was named previously, or as a system name that was passed through that wasn't aliased, or maybe people just call it channel now as the working terminology, but it used to be competitor C. I've seen it all where something could be a customer ID, then a member ID, then a user ID, then a persona ID, and they could all be talking about the same ID field. And so sometimes factoring that logic into your AI context can be helpful to letting people know how to use it. Similar to the synonyms that we were doing when we were doing the metadata exercise. Anyways, I digress. So now, once I've got that AI context filtered in, or factored in, excuse me, I'm going to go get onto that branch so we can get the advantage of that and ask that same question. And I'm going to use the same model and say, how many channel wins do we have? And so, okay, I need to clarify what time window you're asking about. Are you looking for channel wins in the fiscal year? Are you looking for channel wins in the quarter? And I'm just going to say, how about 2026? And taking the AI context. It's great. We got 31 channel wins for 2026. And if we wanted to tell it, hey, in the fiscal year or what across what channels, how about that? Might be a little bit more useful to slice and dice to explore. Cool. There's our different channels. There's our wins. And we just needed to add a little bit of AI context. Okay, so now let's actually scrub this or exit the branch more so. And I'm going to exit the branch here, reset this by going back to home, then Omni Agent, load up Blobby. Okay. Let's see what we get when we switch our model from Haiku to Opus without having AI context. I thought this was an interesting test as well. This won't always work, but sometimes it can vibe. Okay, so it says it's not obvious and then it checks channel and stage name. It's reasoning through it. What do you mean by channel? It should be stuff. I'll try to give it some hints. I'll say it should be like partner channels for wins. So what about competitor C? I think that was that's the field name. Let's see if we can pick it up from this. Okay, so we were able to get there. Took a little bit of reasoning, and we got into a similar end result, but got there a lot faster when we had the proper AI context.